What's this? A letter for me.
Welcome to another episode of Remember the Great Sports Through the Mail Thursdays. Today we're going to keep the Olympic theme alive, and I'm going to share with you some baseball Olympic returns. So we'll just jump right into this, and the first one is a return from former 1988 gold medal winner Mike Fiore on 1, 2, a third Pan American Games set card with Team USA, and a fourth minor league card that I just so happen to have that minor league card set. So let me tell you about Mike Fiore and his time in baseball. So just to clarify, this is Michael Thomas Fiore. His father is actually Michael Gary Joseph Fiore. So this is the same family. It's just this is Mike Fiore Jr., I guess, or Michael Thomas Fiore, where his father's the other Mike Fiore. So just make sure that you don't get those two confused, but we're talking about two different eras, where the older Fiore played in the 60s, this one played in the 80s and 90s, obviously. So Mike played his collegiate baseball at the University of Miami from 1985 to 88. He was a key contributor to their victory in the 1985 College World Series. In 1986, he was the first winner of the Dick Howser Trophy, which ultimately is kind of like the Heisman Trophy in college baseball. It's not the Golden Spikes Award, but it's the Dick Howser Trophy, which is kind of similar, but not the same. He was a member of the 1987 Pan American baseball team that competed in Indianapolis that won the silver medal for Team USA. He obviously, as you can tell, was a member of the 1988 Team USA gold winning baseball team that won that year. And he was also a member of the 1988 Baseball World Cup team, which was outside of the Olympics, which Team USA won the silver medal. The Cardinals selected Fiore in 1988 in the 15th round of the baseball draft. He worked his way up through the Cardinals system, and unfortunately he topped out in Double-A for the Cardinals, never actually making the major leagues. Now, just a side note, I normally don't feature minor league baseball player autographs on my channel, but being he's a Team USA guy, I kind of made the exception. So just put that little side note out there. After his retirement as a player, he worked for Team USA Baseball, actually, and he eventually advanced to the general manager position for Team USA Baseball. So who better to have managing the Team USA Baseball program than a guy that represented Team USA in 3 different major events, especially one that was in the gold medal winning event for the first ever Team USA team. So, you know, his collegiate and obviously Olympic numbers did not translate to the pro game. He was, you know, a late round pick in the 15th round. So he wasn't a huge high draft pick with huge expectations. So I'm very happy to add his autograph to the collection, especially getting another Pan American card signed from that set. I'm slowly but surely getting those signed. And there's a lot of guys in that 87 Pan American set, and this is actually the reprint set. The original set is actually blue in color, and it's a full-size card where you can tell this is skinnier. But that 87 set features a lot of guys with nothing but minor league and collegiate experience. So it's a little harder to track down those guys, especially the ones that didn't play on the 1988 Team USA team. You know, there's some pitchers that are just really difficult to find, and I'm working on it slowly but surely, trying to do my research and try to reach out to those guys. So we'll move on to the next one. All right, so this next one is postmarked from Louisiana, and this is not a Team USA set I'm working on, but it's one that I'm definitely happen to have a card from, and this is from former Team USA member Russ Johnson on 1, a second minor league card, a third minor league card, that's him in his LSU uniform, by the way, and a fourth rookie card of him when he was a pro. So let me tell you about Russ Johnson. Russ Johnson's actual name is William Russell Johnson. He goes by his middle name, sort of. His middle name's Russell, but he goes by Russ. There is obviously other William Johnsons that have played baseball. Billy Johnson comes to mind, but this is Russ Johnson. So Russ grew up in Louisiana, attended high school in Louisiana, then went on to college to play at LSU University. He was drafted in the first round in 1994 by the Houston Astros. The third baseman, second baseman, made his professional debut with the Double-A affiliate of the Astros, appearing in 132 games his first year in 1995 with them. Well, his second year in Double-A in 1996, he had a breakout year where he batted .310 and hit 15 home runs and drove in 74 RBIs for Houston's Double-A affiliate. Well, in 1997, he actually started the year in the majors with Houston, and he made his major league debut on April 8th of 1997. Well, despite batting .300 that year in limited playing time, he spent the majority of the year, 122 games, in AAA for the Astros. Well, he would again repeat 1998 in AAA for most of the season, but will get a call-up in 1998 with the club. Well, in 1999, he would stick with the club, primarily as a part-time player, backup infielder, second base, third base, pinch hitter, where he would appear in 83 games for the Astros that year. 2000 was a split season where he actually started the year with the Astros, and then on May 27th he was traded for pitcher Mark Valdez to the Tampa Bay Devil Rays. He would finish the 2000 season with Tampa Bay, and then the following year in 2001 would appear in 85 games that year for the Devil Rays. Well, in 2002 he would appear in 45 games for the Devil Rays. However, he would be demoted for 22 games to AAA and Double-A that season as well. Well, after the 2002 season, Russ was traded to the New York Mets for Ray Ordonez. So this is how the Devil Rays got Ray Ordonez from the Mets. Well, he would not be up in the majors with the Mets and would stay in AAA that year for the Mets. Well, after the 2003 season, the Mets would let him go and he would sign with the Cubs, where he would spend the entire 2004 season in their AAA affiliate. Well, in 2005, he would go back to New York and sign with the Yankees, but they assigned him for 73 games to their AAA affiliate. But he did get a call-up in 2005 to the Yankees, where he appeared in 22 games in a part-time role for the Yanks. Well, in 2006, he would return back to AAA again for the Yankees, and after the 2006 season, the Yankees would let him go, and he would sign with the Pittsburgh Pirates in 2007. Well, in 2007, he would spend almost the entire year in AAA and Double-A and not get a call-up to the majors that year, appearing in 106 games between the two. And after the 2007 season, Russ would retire from the Pittsburgh Pirates and not play in the majors or minor leagues again. So, overall in his career, he spent parts of 7 years. He spent the majority of them with the Astros, but he played the most games with the Devil Rays, if that makes sense. And that 1 year with the Yankees. And he was one of those guys that was kind of a utility infielder type. Didn't really dominate in any area. He was a decent fielder, good hitter off the bench, but just never could get that over that hump of being a full-time player. So, very, very happy to add another Team USA autograph to the collection. We'll move on to the next one. All right, so this final one is postmarked from Texas. And this is a true Texas guy. And very happy to get this one back, as it's another part of the Pan American set from 1987. And that is third baseman, former Detroit Tiger, Scott Livingstone, on 4 of 4. We got 2 Major League cards, and again, I happen to have singles out of this set. I don't have the whole set, but I just happen to have the Scott Livingstone for some reason. So I decided to send that one to him. And I'm very happy that it looks like the Sharpie might have gave out a little bit on this 92 score. So it looks like maybe he signed in a different Sharpie signing for me. So that's kind of nice because it's kind of streaky where this one looks nice. I'm very happy the 87 Pan American Game 1 turned out the best. So let me tell you about Scott Livingstone and his career in the major leagues and the minor leagues. So Livingstone was a Texas native, and he attended Texas A&M University, where he was drafted by the Detroit Tigers in the second round of the 1988 amateur draft. Livingstone was one of those unique bats left, throws right players, and he primarily played third base throughout his career, but also filled in at first base and as a pinch hitter. Obviously, before he turned pro, he was a member of that 1987 Pan American team that I mentioned with Mike Fiore. So he was a member of that team as well that won the silver medal. And he, after the 1987 Pan American Games, he was assigned to the Tigers single A affiliate, where he appeared in 53 games that first year in 1988. In the following season, he was assigned to double A, where he appeared in 124 games and batted .217 with 14 home runs. Well, in 1990, he was promoted to triple A, and that's where he appeared in 103 games, batted .272, and hit 6 home runs. Well, in 1991, he would start the year out in AAA, and after 92 games, he would get called up to the majors in July of 1991. He would finish out the year appearing in 44 games for the Tigers and Sparky Anderson, and he would actually put up some respectable numbers, batting .291 his rookie season with the club. Well, in 1992, basically third base was handed to him, and he responded in 117 games, batting .282 and just hitting 4 home runs. The following year, 1993, he would appear in just 98 games for the Tigers, splitting time off the bench, but finished with a respectable .293 batting average. Well, starting the 1994 season, he would appear in just 15 games for the Tigers before they decided to trade him to the San Diego Padres. Well, again, 1994 was the strike-shortened year, so he finished the year with the Padres, but in 1995, he was in the Padres' plan, but appeared in 99 games for the Padres, and he hit a career-best .337 off the bench playing part-time that year for the Padres. Well, in 1996, he would appear in 102 games that year for the Padres and would bat .297. So not bad. Pretty good, decent hitter coming off the bench and platooning. That's for sure. So if you remember the trade in 1997, mid-season in June, the Padres actually sent him, Phil Plantier, and Fernando Valenzuela to the Cardinals for Rich Batchelor, Danny Jackson, and Mark Sweeney. So this is how super sub Mark Sweeney got to the Padres from the Cardinals. If you remember Mark Sweeney, not Mike Sweeney, but Mark Sweeney hung around a long time with the Padres and the Giants after that trade. So Livingstone didn't play much for the Cardinals. He just appeared in 42 games that year to finish out the season. After the season ended in 1997, the Cardinals did not re-sign Livingstone, and he signed with the Montreal Expos. Well, the Expos allowed him to appear in 76 games as a part-time player, but his numbers were slipping a little bit at this point in his career. And after the 1998 season, the Expos granted his free agency. Well, going into 1999, he signed a minor league deal with LA Dodgers, but that didn't last long, as he actually spent time with the Mets, the Dodgers, and the Orioles, all in 1999 in their AAA affiliates. Well, after the 1999 season, in 2000, he signed with the Texas Rangers and would appear in 25 games with the Rangers before calling it a career as a player. Now, after he retired from baseball, I'm not really sure what he did right after his retirement, but he moved back to Texas, and he owns his own baseball academy that he works with kids, and that's a pretty cool thing that he's still involved in baseball post-playing career. So, I hope you enjoyed all my Olympic returns over the last couple weeks. I'm sorry I didn't have more Winter Olympic ones to share with you, but I thought, well, at least I can share some Olympic returns with you. And I'm very happy to add, a couple more Mike Fiores to the autograph collection. I had written him before, a long time ago, before I started my channel. I had never written Russ Johnson before, so this is a welcome addition to the collection with the Team USA card. And one of the things I want to point out about Russ Johnson and Scott Livingstone is I actually saw both of them during their playing career in the minor leagues. And it was, you know, if you recall what I said, it was towards the end of their career. I actually saw Johnson his last year with the Pirates, and I want to say I saw Livingstone when he was with the Rangers, if I'm not mistaken, for that brief season that he was with them in their minor league system. So thank you for taking the time to watch this episode. I hope you learned a little bit more about a couple lesser-known baseball players, but the tie that they all have is they played for Team USA at one point in their career. Look forward to your comments below, and as always, happy collecting.